Hello, it's Sean Zinn, the Connection Machine, aka the Insurance Doctor. I think we're up to 43 videos on this year live. It's all about providing value consistently over time so that others learn from you, so that you actually gain traction as far as buying brain cells. And you don't have to worry about selling anything because you're going to be providing the value that people are going to use and they're going to think of you for your business that you're doing. So again, I do all insurances, connections, and fitness transformations. I'm bringing on an awesome friend of mine, Jason Levine, who's been on before, and I'm also a new addition to our show, Jessica. Let me bring both of them on real quick here. What's up, Jay? What's up, Jessica? How are you?
I know you guys.
Good. How are you all
doing?
What's
up? Sean, thank you for having us on. We appreciate being here. 10:15. I appreciate us being here once a week with you to add some value. And I'm always excited to be able to bring on one of our partners. And Jessica was volunteered so graciously to be on the show today and talk with us and chat. So I'd like to welcome Jessica Schlesiger. Jessica, welcome to the party.
Hi, everybody.
Now, Jessica,
why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are. Tell Sean and the people out there who you are.
Yes.
I'm a lot. I'm a mom of 4, an owner of 2 appliance businesses, and an agent, and the list can go on wherever people point me to. I coach little kids cheerleading. So,
hey, those are all great things to do, right?
Yeah.
We have a delay, I think, huh?
We do.
A little bit.
A little bit of delay. It's kind of a rainy day today. That's what happens. But hey, doing real estate, doing those extra things, it all helps because we're all helping other people, right? So we're all about collaborating, making things happen. So working and doing real estate, how has it been while you're running a business as well?
I think I've been blessed because the previous business has already been open for almost 10 years. We just opened up the second appliance business during COVID just to do what we need to do. And then real estate, because we own and operate our schedule is our own. So we've been able to constantly squeeze in a little bit more of stuff. But it was one of those things that we actually enjoy doing more. So it was something we wanted to make sure happened for us.
No, it's fantastic. And a lot of the skills that you do in other businesses, it actually transforms over to the other ones too. And it's all about people developing, right?
People everywhere. People. I mean, I joke around with Jay and the guys on our huddle in the morning where like I get phone calls all day long. People are upset for being inconvenient because their appliance is broken. And you just got to mirror that energy and make sure they know that you're on their side, because sometimes that conversation doesn't go well if you're not. And you just bring that into any business you're in. All businesses are a people business.
Yes. Want to add anything, Jay?
Yeah, no, I agree with Jessica. And Jessica is also, local to the area from New Milford, has a family in town, involves herself in a lot of the school aspects and the sport aspects. And I think that is a huge part of when we talk about what we do. And we say this on the huddle all the time, it's all the same thing. Our marketing is our contribution, is our, time spent with our family, is helping our neighbor. Like it's all the same thing. What you're doing is you're telling and showing people who you are and your identity in all the things that you do, because how we, again, say this a lot too, how you do anything is going to be how you do everything. So showing someone your identity, your unique identity, your heroic, unique identity in what you do outside of your business is also very valuable inside of the business. So that is something I'm present to with Jessica. And, Jessica is in a position now where she is, like she said, she's an entrepreneur and owner of her own business, a couple businesses. So she's able to flex that schedule. But I think there's been a conscious shift for Jessica recently, and her husband, Scott, which shout out to Scott, who's getting his real estate license now, so that they can partner up and leverage integrally the relationships that they've gained and grown over the past 10 years plus in business with the appliance repair business, and leveraging that integrally this way and having the partners to do that, and then having the team back to support you. And that's why both of them show up to the huddle every morning to gain that knowledge and support and grow together. So we're just excited to have Jessica on board full time and rocking and rolling. So thank you, Jessica.
He's constantly in people's homes, and he's constantly meeting people, and he has these conversations. I mean, you get to know some of these people. They come back because they like you. They like the fact that we fixed their dishwasher, yes, but they ask him to come back because he always builds these relationships. And recently he's decided, those relationships could be value in other avenues as well. And decided to jump on board with the real estate, investing and speaking to people, and just kind of keep growing that list of being an entrepreneur. Just gets longer and longer. Just put your feet everywhere.
This is something we've been talking about a lot, and it's having and being that resource to your clients, to your recommendation sources. So having somebody that has the ability to get some discounts or good prices for furniture or appliances, that's good for investors. So when you're working and talking to investors, that's a huge value right there. It's a friend of mine, Michael Zerner. Shout out to Mike Zerner. If you never need a dumpster, people say, why would you need a dumpster guy? I said, that's a lead generator for you, because if you're talking to an investor, I would, what other agents have you been talking to? I can give you this, this, and this. I can give you some connections for appliances. That's a resource that you are now not just an agent, you're helping others. And that's the power. And I want to go back to that huddle. We've talked about this over a course of we had a couple of videos that we definitely went and dived into it. But I wanted to hear from Jessica. No other offices are doing it every single day for an hour. What can you tell us what happens during these huddles that Jay has brought into this agency?
Just real quick, we tightened the time integrity to a half hour because as we get busier and busier, the whole thing was we have so much love in the company. One of the things we teach is loving all people unconditionally, but with boundaries, obviously, and limitations to that for your own sanity. And we've created the boundary that a half an hour is going to be what we have to do, because as we're growing, more people want to share, and we could probably talk for 2 hours. So we tightened it up to a half hour. But Jessica, sorry, please share.
So morning huddle, it's nice to know. It's one of those spots where you know that they're going through it with you. And if you have an issue, you have a problem, or even if just something fun to share, you have that group of people you can go back to and share it with. Starts your day off right. It's kind of therapeutic, but you always have people to bounce the ideas off of, whether it's within honestly any subject. Throw it out there. We're going to talk about it. So it's a good thing to bounce off of. This morning was Fun Friday. We got little nicknames for the days and what was our win, what was fun. And we discussed the video Jay and I did yesterday. Another agent of ours talked about her win and her real estate and how she felt stuck. And we just gave her advice of, we've been there 5 years. We know feeling stuck is not where you want to be, but there's 5 of us on the call to explain to her or help her get out of feeling stuck. So 30 minutes a day can really start someone's day off a lot better than it was 30 minutes before it started. So
yeah, we leaned into this morning what we call ECD time, and it's executive creative and decision making time. So basically a spot doesn't have to be depending on time where you have spot in the day to do this for time blocking, but it's a chance to reflect. And we talked about real estate, and the business over the last 2 years is obviously been incredibly busy. And there's always going to be pockets of time within even a crazy busy season that you're going to have slower moments. And I think giving yourself the perspective that that's not a bad thing. If you looked at a slingshot and didn't know what a slingshot did and knew you wanted to get this pebble forward and you saw somebody pulling the pebble back, you'd be like, what are you doing? You're going the wrong way. But you're not. So, what you're doing is you're regrouping, you're gaining energy, and then you release and you will catapult forward. So sometimes just thinking that maybe a break, maybe a slow week is happening for a reason. And instead of shifting and worrying about why this is happening, how about it's happening for me, not to me, and shifting that perspective and taking action. And that huddle every morning allows myself to do that. Listen, I wake up there's a million times during the day where I'm like, I don't want to do this. I want to quit this. I want to how many times during the day do we doubt what's happening? But it's not, you're never going to stop doubting. It's human nature, fear of failure, fear of rejection. It's the recovery. How quick can you recover from that doubt, that fear, that rejection? How quickly can you get yourself to turn that around and go on to the day and kill the day and crush the day? And that's what the huddle does for us, is that reshifting, refocusing of energy. And on top of that, Jessica, if you want to lean into, she said it before, we don't just talk about real estate because it's all the same thing. So, Jessica and her husband asked a question the other day on the huddle, like, gaining new clients. And then, we had some suggestions there with what we leaned into with like ecosystem merging. And then on the call today, I'm not saying it was from that direct conversation, but we share stories, and you have to listen through different prisms. The stories we share are fun, yes, but they're also showing you a story and creating context around what we're trying to display at that moment. So you have to be listening to a story for multiple values, or through multiple prisms for different values. And this morning, one of our agents is like, "Hey, we keep saying it, I keep pushing it off, and I'm not going to push it off anymore. I made a list. I have 15 divorce attorneys that I'm going to be reaching out to today to see if we can do business together, to see if there's value add, not just not referrals. This is not about referrals. This is about experiences together. What we're doing here, this is why you meet people in your field. If me and you have the same client, but we don't compete, we are a perfect pair to be doing things together like this to add value to our clients and to each other. And that's what we really lean into in the huddle. And you know what? Sometimes we get the question of like, how do you write a contract? Like, that's not huddle talk. That's call me after. And we're going to go over this one-on-one, and we're going to write a contract. Not to say that we don't talk about real estate related specifics, but leaning into these exact specifics of writing contracts and some of those really detailed, like, you need clients to do any of those things. So if you don't have a client, you're not writing a contract. Let's get the client, then we'll write the contract.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So let's not put the cart before the horse, and let's really focus on relationships. So Jessica, if anything popped for you, or Sean, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Jessica, I wanted to talk about, I did a post today. I always do lives, and Jessica, I would always recommend do lives as much as possible. Jay does tons of them. It's important because it allows you to be different, because not all agents can do it. Not all small business owners can do it, and they're scared. But if the algorithm favors live, so the more that you do it, the better you're going to become anyway. But I talked about, and I shared for sale by owners. I said, hey, agents, talk to me about why I can't sell my house for sale by owner. I think, and then everyone thinks, oh, you can just put a sign in the property and that's going to sell. I know it's not going to happen, but the for sale by owners do. What are some things that you talk to with a for sale by owner you've done in the past, if you work that angle?
So yesterday, the house that me and Jessica were at was a potential for sale by owner. He is looking to wholesale his property potentially off market, but I don't feel that his property is wholesale worthy. It was very nice. There was no reason to, cut out the realtors to go with a wholesaler. I think he's going to get a quite a bit less than what he can on the open market. So again, if that's not what's best for him, I'm not going to push him to that. I will not. We will not pitch, hook, close, or steer you into doing anything. If we align and you see your future in us and I see my future and we see our future in you, then we can help you, and we know we'll help you. But if we don't have that alignment, and a lot of what we talk about on the morning huddle is how to become aligned with our clients so that we can serve them. And it's not about what we want, but it's about what they want. So first and foremost, when dealing with any kind of for sale by owner, we're always asking questions, curiosity with love, like loving curiosity, not like, why are you for sale by owner? Like, why are you doing that? Like, no, it's talk to me. Like, I'm sure you've been getting phone calls from thousands of realtors that are saying they have a client, they want to preview the house. Yes, I have clients. Yes, I want to preview the house, but I really just want to know what has brought you to the point of selling it for sale by owner. Honestly, out of my own curiosity, this is my business. This is what I do for a living every day. And if there's more for sale by owners, there's less realtors getting business. So just out of curiosity, what is it? Like, what is it about? And that opens up a whole new avenue. It either opens up the avenue of they tell you their pain points, or it opens up this humana, blah, blah, humana, that they don't actually have a reason. They're not sure why. And they need to hear the truth from someone and they haven't yet. So that's the approach that we take with anyone, for sale by owner, random person on the street. It is
Mhm.
we study the integrity-based human influence, and the formula states for us that when starting a conversation with somebody, step one is to build rapport. Where you been? Where are you now? Where are you going? What's working? What's not working? What are some of the challenges that you're having? And what's at stake for you if you don't reach those goals that we just talked about in the first few questions?
Mhm.
And then we can truly speak into the listening of that person. Otherwise, we are throwing benefits at the wall. We're better than the other person because of this, and this. And they heard nothing because you did not listen. So it all starts with listening.
I get that a lot too. It's like, what can you do better than the other person down the street can do for you? Well, we're all realtors. We're all going to give you the same resource. It's about, one, who you can connect with. That's my thing. You always got to connect with the person. But two, when I'm talking to a for sale by owner, I always tell them, if this is your route you want to go down to, this is your right. This is your opportunity. You can go ahead, and along the way, if you have an issue, call me, because then I can give you some value. And then when they realize after the 10th phone call or the 10th, question, hey, Jess, can you just list this because this is getting complicated? Then I can jump in and help them and show them. But it's not my job to say, I'm better than you. I'm going to sell your house better than you, because you may not. They may know people and get that house off the market. You never know where you align, but you got to align with them so that they trust you, so that they can work with you. You can work with them.
We have a guide in the office that we have a for sale by owner guide and a resource. So if we deal with a for sale by owner, we'll give them the resource and say, listen, if you don't for sell by owner, we're those people. But if you do, here's a resource. These are some of the tips and tricks that we would recommend if you're going to sell for sale by owner, because it's more important for us to make that connection, to allow that person to see their future in whatever it is that they feel best. But if it is not in their best interest, we want to make sure that we're always telling them the truth. And maybe it's something that they didn't even think about prior to that, but we wouldn't know that unless we listened and asked the right questions. So every morning in our huddle, we go over this exact formula. We go over how to ask effective questions, short, open-ended questions, obviously, but ones that are developed from listening. Some people have a script. We have no script. We do not practice scripts when we role play. It is not a script. We have a guideline. We have a GPS. We have a formula that allows us to see the bigger picture, and then we make distinctions throughout in our huddles. And that's what it comes down to, Sean. Practice, practice, practice. Every week on our huddle, we talk about the same things. And Jessica, I don't know about you, every time I am on there, even talking about the same things, I have new distinctions every single time. Every single time.
No, it's well said. It's well said. And I know our time is important to us, and I appreciate Jessica coming on with us. How was your experience first time doing a little show with, other being a guest and everything else?
Those huddles prepared me. Practice, practice, practice.
There we go. Reach out to Jessica. Definitely reach out to Jay if you guys need anything. They're awesome. Friend request them. And till the next one, hope you guys gain some value. Share this live. Share. And we hope that you guys have an awesome rest of your day.
Sean, it's not about your resources. It's about how resourceful you are.